A warm welcome to every of my friends today. Right, I am here to share about Dr. David Ng's Future Learners Framework. In this framework, Dr. Ng talks about how we can reframe successful education in order to prepare our learners for the future. Are you ready? Let's begin. First and foremost, the questions that we'll be looking at as part of a three-part presentation will include the following. Example, what would future learning look like? Secondly, what makes a successful education system? Thirdly, what are the habits that our learners will need to have in order to succeed in the future? Let's start our exploration today by looking at learning. Our Minister Heng Swee-keat has said before, securing better jobs and wages will also not just depend on how well we did in school, but how individuals can learn, adapt, and grow throughout their lives. In other words, if you were to compare what we have today, because we have a very, very successful education system currently, we need to look beyond looking at our students or our pupils from a perspective of achieving the standards throughout the course of the school year, to looking at how they are shaping up as learners. Not only are they looking at achieving the standards, but also preparing them for the future. And in order to achieve those, we have to look beyond the time frame of the school year. The second portion that we look at is how we shift our conversation from talking about value adding to value creating. And I want to talk a bit about value creation. Value creation, here's a long definition, but the important part is this. Oftentimes, we talk about value adding. How well has the learner been doing in comparison to what the learner used to have? How well as we as a system, how well as we as a company, organization have been doing previously. But value creation is really in the eyes of the user, not our internal user, but the ones that they give the products to. So for us, our learners as they graduate, whether they'll be able to create value is a question that we want to explore in the future education system. Madam Chua Sok Keong, the Singtel Group CEO, has said, value creation is more than just providing incremental value or riding on the coattails of past successes. It's about creating new economic drivers, new ways of doing things in order to help us as a nation to succeed. If you look back, the 21st century competencies were first launched in 2010. Our beloved Swiss roll. That's more than 10 years ago. Well, competencies are only one slice of the story. What's next? I believe, and I want that beyond competencies, we also have to look at habits. Right? In order for our learners to be ready for the future, it is about the practices that they would want to do, even if nobody told them to do so. But if they were to have their practices, not only must they have the competencies, the skills, the knowledge in order to do those practices, but they must also have the habits of doing those. When you join the competencies and the habits, right, you get successful practices that will help them to be future ready. Thank you.